So what is your name?
Lluc, Salellas.
And where were you born?
In Girona is a medium town in Catalonia, northeast of Catalonia, just 60 kilometers far from the French border.
Okay. Where do you live now?
I live in Girona.
Okay. What do you do for a living?
I mean, as a job.
As an occupation?
Yeah, I'm working in Òmnium Cultural as a kind of head of communication.
Okay.
It's the name in English?
Sure.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Good. Good. Okay. Tell us a little bit about Òmnium Cultural.
Òmnium Cultural is one of the oldest associations in Catalonia. It was created in 1961 under Franco dictatorship. Nowadays it has more than 40,000 members, and it's an association which promote Catalan language and Catalan culture. And nowadays it works for having a referendum on Catalan independence.
Okay. How have you personally been helping Catalan independence? What have you been doing over the past few weeks?
Actually, I'm working in Òmnium as a head of communication, so I'm working designing the message of the association and helping on developing the projects. For example, now we are organizing human towers, that it's typical in Catalonia. We will have human towers in 8 European capitals in 8th of June, claiming for a referendum in Rome, Brussels, Berlin, Paris, London, Lisbon, Barcelona. So now I've been working on this project, trying to have many mass media in each city recording what we are doing there as a demonstration of the desire of the Catalan people. And that's one of the things that I'm doing now. But actually, when I'm not in Òmnium, I also work in my hometown, with other associations in a local job, trying to convince people that Catalan independence is the best way to have a good future for our citizens and our friends and families.
Okay, that's great. What have you done today, or what are you doing today for the movement?
For the movement, actually, as I told you, I'm working quite hard with this project of Human Towers for Democracy that we are organizing for the 8th of June. But also we have a campaign that it's called a Common Country, that is for people who don't know if they prefer independence or if they prefer being just a community inside the Spanish state. We have designed a campaign that we try to debate and convince them that the independence is the best way, as I told you before, to have a good future. So I've been working on that campaign with a documental that we are preparing with well-known people in Catalonia, and also other kind of tools that help this campaign to be useful for our goals.
Excellent, excellent. When did you first become involved with this movement?
I've been supporting the Catalan independence since I was a teenager. When I was 14 years old, I started to acting for the independence and with the social movements in my hometown, with local social movements that they were tiny on that time, because it was 16 years ago and independent movement was not as big as it is now. And from that time to nowadays, I've been involving many ideas and movements, organizing demonstrations, acting as a speaker in debates and other places. I don't know. I try to do many different things, always helping to this goal.
Okay. Why is this issue so important?
I think Catalonia is an European country. Catalonia used to be a state in the medium ages. Actually, it has its own institutions until 1714, that we lost the war, and Spanish institutions forbid our language and our culture, and they start ruling our country. So we have our own history, our own culture, our own language, and actually what is most important now, we have a project, we share a common future, we want to decide our future as a country, and independence is the best way to decide what Catalonia should be in the future. I mean, nowadays, if we are still in Spain, we cannot decide how is our economy, how is our political parliament, how is everything in our common life. So we need to have this independence to recover the capacity of decision. I mean, to have to decide how we want to organize our towns, our everything in this country. And this is a share wheel. I mean, many people here want to have this future together, and we believe that the Spanish state is kind of it's not useful anymore. I mean, it's something from the past, and we want to build something from for the future. And we think that the best way to do that is having a new state in Europe and called Catalonia.
Wow. What is the best possible outcome for of the movement?
Having the independence, isn't it?
Okay, that's simple. So what is the worst outcome, or what outcome do you fear the most?
I would say that Spain block our desire of the referendum. I mean, if they doesn't allow us to have the referendum, but we want to have the referendum, and we try to organize it, and we put, the boxes on the streets, and they just put, I don't know, police, army, to forbid that. That would be the worst. I think it would be like a very bad picture of Europe nowadays, and a very bad picture for Spain, and it would be like kind of violent answer to our democratical claim, and I think that would be the worst scenario.
Okay. So people from all over the world may be seeing this video. What's the most important thing that they should know about what's going on here?
I would say that it's the idea that the Catalan claim is a democratic claim, that we just want to have a referendum, ask people to know if they prefer Catalonia to be a new state in Europe, or if they prefer to maintain inside the Spanish state. So our claim is a democratic claim to have this referendum, and of course then if we have this referendum on 9th of November, most of us will work for the yes, and hopefully we will win the referendum. But that's not the most important point. The most important point that I would explain to people is that Catalan claim is a democratic one, that we just want to ask people what do they prefer, and this is why we are fighting for.
Excellent.